Browns and Bengals on Sunday at Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati. Finishing up preparations today, and Mary Kay. Amari Cooper is questionable for this game with a hip injury. Suffered during practice apparently on Thursday. So, look, the Browns are thin at wide receiver to begin with. If they have to go play this game without Amari Cooper, it would be a problem.
Yeah, another bit of late week bad injury news. It was surprising to get out there at practice today and see Amari kind of stroll out late and just watch practice, not in uniform. So that was kind of a surprise. And as you mentioned, he is huge in terms of the passing game. And in the first meeting against the Bengals, he had 5 catches for a season-high 131 yards. They really can't do without Amari. Now, we did talk to him in the locker room. He said he thinks he'll be okay.
And Ashley, of course, the Bengals playing without their top corner, Chidobe Awuzie, who got hurt when they played the Browns on Halloween. But still, and that's a guy that Amari could certainly, or that's a loss that Amari could certainly take advantage of.
Yeah, and I mean, especially this is why Mary Kay and I all year have been advocating that this room feels like it's a veteran receiver short. And if Amari Cooper has to miss this game, I think you're going to see why on Sunday. I mean, he just had such a good game against the Bengals. He was the perfect, target for Jacoby Brissett in that game. And I think Deshaun Watson really needs to get acclimated with these guys still. So it will definitely hurt them if Amari has to miss this game.
Now, someone who is playing and who has to be looking forward to this game is Myles Garrett. He has had all sorts of success against Joe Burrow. Mary Kay, Joe Burrow was very complimentary of Myles Garrett this week, as he probably should be if he wants to survive on Sunday. But Myles, kind of low-key today, but you can tell he's looking forward to this one.
Yeah, he really is. There is something about Joe Burrow that brings out the beast in Myles Garrett. Of course, he was dressed as Vecna from Stranger Things in the last game, and he had a monster game, but he always seems to have a monster game against Joe Burrow. I think he's got 6 sacks in the 4 games that Joe Burrow has lost to the Cleveland Browns, a couple of forced fumbles. He's very, very disruptive, and they never seem to have an answer for him. And if they do the same thing again, it will be more of the same for them.
And Ashley, just when you watch Myles and the way the Bengals play against him, that has a lot to do with the success he's had.
Yeah, Zach Taylor really hasn't changed up his game plan against Myles Garrett, so I'm kind of in the I'll believe it when I see it mode with that. Myles has had a lot of success, not just against Joe Burrow in his career, but against the Bengals throughout his career, which obviously is a few years longer than Joe Burrow. In 8 career games against the Bengals, he's gotten at least 1 sack in 7 of those. In 3 of those, he's gotten multiple sacks. He's gotten at least 1 sack against Joe Burrow every time Burrow has played against the Browns. So I just think overall Myles just takes advantage of not being double teamed and chip blocked as much as he is against other teams in this league.
All right, we haven't talked about this guy in a while on one of these videos. Let's talk a little Baker Mayfield. Of course, he had that big comeback win just 2 days in LA, and he manages to lead the Rams back to win on Thursday Night Football. And Mary Kay, you asked Myles Garrett about his thoughts on Baker's comeback. Yeah,
he was pretty funny talking about it. He said, "You know what? I'm not going to lie. I went to sleep. I didn't see it happening." He told his physical therapist was over, and he told him, just tell me in the morning if something happens. And sure enough, he woke up and there was the text saying, "You won't believe it." But Myles said, "I did believe it."
And, Ashley complimentary of Baker Mayfield and said he wishes him success as long as it doesn't come against the Browns.
Yeah, I think that's was a very nice answer from Myles. And I think, for as rough as last year was, these guys have all kind of gotten to move on. They're on to the next phase of their careers for all of them. It's been a tough year for Baker. I think when you played with the guy that long, you obviously want to see them do well. And like Myles said, they're playing you. Then you wish them the best all the other times, though.
All right, Browns taking on the Bengals. We'll cover everything leading up to the game. We, of course, will be there. It'll all be at cleveland.com/Browns. And don't forget, also at cleveland.com/Bengals.